I have a little bit of an issue with big water openings.
The spout.
Yeah, the spout. It's too big. Like I almost got to stick, like my mustache gets wet. Hello and welcome to the workshop. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you very, very much. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. We upload a brand new sneaker video. Buckets, how often?
Almost every single day.
Almost every single day. So if you love sneakers, you have come to the right place. You are in good hands. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Mr. Former Simpson. When I am not in this peninsula of sneaker boxes, you can find me on those other platforms. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button. Really does go a long way. A small gesture, but a powerful one, and we thank you in advance for that. Last thing I want to mention is uncivilizedstore.com. Buckets, who is behind the camera, and myself, we have a clothing brand. That is where we sell it. So we will put a link in the description for that. Uncivilizedstore.com. We got a lot of gems, Buckets. Give me some adjectives. Some very illustrious garments.
For sure.
You like that?
Yeah.
All right. Anything to add? We diving in.
Diving in.
3, 2, 1, bang, bang. This is the Air Jordan 12 Hyper Royal. These released very recently, October 1st to be exact, and retail is $200. I say is and not was because they did not sell out, which is something that we are seeing more and more lately with some of these Jordan retros. You know, I feel like a couple years ago, Buckets, we talked about it recently. A couple years ago, everything was selling out, and now we're seeing more and more sit on shelves, whether they be actual shelves at your local sneaker stores or virtual shelves online. I mean, these are still sitting on the sneakers app, just chilling, ready to be purchased. So if you dig them, you dig them. If you don't, you don't. This is a women's release. We are actually going to give this pair away. I read the inspiration behind the colorway is celebrating 25 years in China for Jordan brand, that is. It's also been 25 years since the Jordan 12 officially hit the scene. 25 years and still relevant is pretty crazy. Now, this is obviously not an OG colorway, but the black and blue, Buckets, kind of gives you those classical vibes.
For sure. The blue games, remember we called them the blue games?
Think so.
It was like the flu game, but it was blue.
Right.
Those have more of the OG color blocking than these do.
Yeah, for sure, but it does kind of have a little bit of a classic feel. Now, I love the Jordan 12 personally. It is a sneaker that I pretty much grew up on, Buckets. We grew up on. The Jordan 12 back then was really, really a staple. From the taxis and the flu games to the playoffs, the French blues and the cherries, which are two of my favorites. It was legitimately one of my favorite sneakers growing up. You know, Buck, it's like the Jordan 1. It's a sneaker that's so popular right now and has been over the last 10 years. But back in the day, growing up, you know, elementary school, middle school, like the Jordan 1s weren't it.
Yeah, no one was checking for those.
No, the Jordan 12s were it, 100%. So they'll always have a place in my heart. I think I like the Jordan 12 model maybe more than the majority or the consensus of Jordan aficionados, I will say. Now, these are nowhere near that classic level, in my opinion. I'm not putting these up there with flu games or anything like that, but they do have a bit of a classic vibe. You have this tumbled black leather on the upper, which always works well on the Jordan 12. Hyper Royal on the sides with that standard lizard. Could I say lizard-eyed? Lizard-eyed leather.
Sure.
It's got that lizard texture. You know the vibes. You know what I'm talking about. A couple blue hits as well in plastic on the sides here with the Jumpman branding on the outside. You've got black laces, silver eye stays up top. They are plastic as well. They look like metal, but they are plastic. You've got more of that tumbled black leather on the tongue. Hyper Royal Jumpman embroidered front and center. 2-3 down the middle of the tongue, pull tab on the back of the sneaker with a little bit more Hyper Royal, and instead of the normal Jordan 12 branding, it says celebrating 25 years of Jordan in China. You've got the Jumpman on the top, you've got 23 on the heel, black ankle liner, nothing fancy, white, black, and blue on the midsole, every color incorporated, and then the outsole is dope as well. More of those confetti vibes, which I think makes them, or makes the colorway, I should say, much more spicy. Now, I know they did something similar to this. Like, I know there was the confetti 8s, that's not what I'm thinking of, but kind of a very similar outsole to these. Buckets, I mentioned it before we turned on the camera, and I can't remember for the life of me what sneaker it was, but I know they did this before. Similar, very, very similar, but I can't put my hand on it. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I don't know. Either way, I do like that as a little bit of added pizzazz, if you will.
Okay.
Boom. Buckets, this is random, but does the bottom, and maybe this is because I've been on a diet for 2 weeks and I'm so hungry right now, but does the outsole of the Jordan 12 kind of remind you of a turnover, like a pastry with the slits in it like that?
No.
Okay, I'm just hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. In closing, in regard to this sneaker, this colorway, I don't think it's a must-have by any stretch. I do think it's solid. I think it's very wearable. We talk about that often. We like to wear our sneakers around here, and sometimes these crazy collaborations or exotic colorways, they just end up sitting in a box on a shelf somewhere. Instead, a pair like this, Buckets, you also don't have to pay an exorbitant amount of money. You don't have to break the bank with some crazy resale price. These are sitting on shelves, like I said, so you don't have to break the bank, and it is a very wearable colorway, and I do think that matters. So if you like the Jordan 12, you're probably gonna like these. If you want a pair that you can put some real miles on, you will probably like this pair. I'm gonna give them, gotta make it official, I'm gonna give them a 6.7 out of 10 for all the reasons that I already explained.
Okay.
Buckets, scale of 1 to 10, give me all you got.
Don't waste. I'm gonna go, you like that right there?
The double?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. I'm going to go 4.75.
So you're going to the second decimal on a score below a 5. It just feels a little disrespectful, I'll be honest with you.
Well, if I do a 25 increment.
Right.
So it'd be 4.5. I wouldn't say 4.7. I wouldn't say 4.8. I do 4.75.
Okay.
So I understand the disrespect, but I mean it respectfully.
Okay. All right. Some mathematical justification there. Okay, below a 5. Damn, so you're not feeling them.
Not really into them.
All right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's gotta have them mandatory type of sneaker, but you know, it's a Jordan 12. Like I said, I'm always gonna have a place in my heart for the Jordan 12. Like if this was a Jordan 2, it'd be an easy pass. I'd be want no parts of it. But because it's a 12, I'm like, I talk myself into them. That's how you get this many sneakers, is you talk yourself into a lot of pairs. Leave us a comment below and let us know, how do you feel about the Jordan 12? How do you feel about this Hyper Royal colorway? What is your favorite Jordan 12 colorway of all time? How you feeling? Thoughts? Emotions? Anything that you want to let us know about. It could be what you had for lunch. Leave a comment below and let us know. Always love to hear from you. Buckets, how you feeling?
Feel great. Emotions?
What'd you have for lunch?
I had a steak salad.
A steak salad. Very fancy guy.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Elegant even. Okay. You have anything to add? Anything to chime in? Some life advice? Maybe an adage or an anecdote?
Never have I given any of those things.
Don't totally know what either of those things mean. But thank you for watching. You are very, very appreciated. We will be back tomorrow, mañana, same time, same place, right here at the workshop with a brand new single for your head top. I got nothing else. You got nothing else. Hasta la vista.